Good evening to all Miss Philippines Earth followers joining us online. I am Ronnie Meneses, your host, and welcome to the presentation of delegates vying for the title of Miss Philippines Earth 2022. It's been the pageant It has been the pageant's tradition to highlight different aspects of the environment each year. And for this year, Miss Philippines Earth walks on the wild side as it puts the spotlight on the country's endemic species, some of which are facing extinction. And in tonight's presentation, you will get to know more about the beauty of the Philippine wildlife and, of course, the timeless beauty of the Filipina. This year's delegates come from various parts of the country, each one ready to showcase her unique personality, captivating charm, and love for the earth. And of course, for tonight's event, we have a very special guest. Pageant chronicler of the Philippine Daily Inquirer and Inquirer.net, who has been covering local, national, and international competitions here and abroad for decades. Editor of a beauty pageant book and radio correspondent for Dubai Eye 103.8. Let us all welcome Mr. Armin Adina.
Hi, good evening. Good evening, Earthlings. Good evening to our Miss Philippines Earth delegates and to you, Roni. Good evening.
Good evening po. So I am very excited to meet our delegates. So without further ado, let's get on with the presentation, beginning with our first delegate, Miss Polomolok, South Cotabato.
Good evening, Roni. Good evening, Armin. And maayong gabi to all our viewers. I am Iona Gabriel. Urbino, representing the municipality of Polomolok, South Cotabato. Tonight, I am very excited to share to all of you this small.
Without further ado, let's get on with the presentation, beginning with our first delegate, Miss Polomolok, South Cotabato.
Good evening, Roni. Good evening, Armin. And maayong gabi to all our viewers. I am Iona Gabriel Urbino, representing the municipality of Polomolok, South Cotabato. Tonight, I am very excited to share to all of you this small. But indeed magical fauna of mine. Flashed before your screen is the South Philippine Dwarf Kingfisher. It is regarded as the smallest representing the municipality of Polomolok, South Cotabato. Tonight, I am very excited to share to all of you this small but indeed magical fauna of mine. Flashed before your screen is the South Philippine Dwarf Kingfisher. It is regarded as the smallest species of forest kingfishers found in the Philippines. And although it was discovered sometime 130 years ago, it was only photographed for the very first time last March 2020. So since this is a relatively new discovery, researchers are still gathering more information about this bird's profile and its behavior. Now, this bird is also considered to be an extremely rare species, and they are facing the threat of extinction mainly because of habitat loss. Now, the South Philippine Dwarf Kingfisher is mainly characterized by its striking arrangement of feathers made up of colors of blue, purple, red. You have pink, yellow, and orange. Now, personally, I chose this fauna because of this certain feature as well. Now, I come from the municipality of Polomolok, wherein majority of our ancestors come from the Blaan ethnic tribe. Now, the Blaan tribe have their very own traditional weaving process and textile called the Mabal Tabi. Now, the Mabal Tabi textile, its colors resemble that of the South Philippine Dwarf Kingfisher. In addition to that, the mobile tabi textile is also made from abaca fiber, which is an organic and sustainable resources found in the Philippines. Now, I am joining Miss Philippines Earth as an advocate for sustainable fashion and textile industry, wherein we encourage our creators to use organic resources and creating styles that are of quality, but of course also eco-friendly. So you see, this South Philippine dwarf Kingfisher is not just a mere fauna for me, but it holds that much of a deeper meaning and value. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Sir Armin, you can ask the first question.
Yes, Iona, have you seen the Kingfisher yourself?
No, not yet. It's because they are very rare. Actually, only the last seen was when it was first photographed back in March 2020.
So that was just fairly recently, 2 years ago lang, ano? Can
Yeah.
you share with me what was the atmosphere there in Polomolok nung napicturean na siya finally? Kasi matagal na siya na-discover, di ba? 130 years ago. Pero first time mapicturean nung 2020 lang. Anong pakiramdam ng mga kababayan mo na finally napicturean siya?
Actually, based from my research, it was not discovered here in Polomolok, but here in Mindanao, in Cagayan de Oro.
Years ago, pero first time mapicturean nung 2020 lang. Anong pakiramdam ng mga kababayan mo na finally napicturean siya?
Actually, based from my research, it was not discovered here in Polomolok, but here in Mindanao, in Cagayan de Oro City. And from what I have read, no, it has actually somewhat of a sad backstory to it, because researchers were studying it for 10 years already. And they were studying 2 nestling sites of these birds. However, the first nestling site was destroyed by travelers. So that's very unfortunate. However, luckily, in the second nesting site, they discovered this. But of course, I'm sure some of you are aware that South Cotabato is facing the problem of the open pit mining. And with open pit mining, we are actually exposing our biodiversity. They're at risk for biodiversity loss, and we have to put a solution to that. Now, as a Miss Earth candidate, as a participant, I would like to encourage my fellow Earth warriors here to instead let's opt for a sustainable and responsible mining methods. You know, I believe that the mining industry is crucial in the economy of the Philippines. However, no benefit could ever outweigh the damage it can cause to our environment. So let's protect our lands. Let's protect our biodiversity. Thank you.
Thank you. Roni, you have a question for her?
Super quick question lang kasi sobrang natuwa ako sa advocacy mo. Because I was a fashion student in college. So yung question ko lang is, how can you encourage everyone to support the slow fashion movement?
Well, throughout my journey here in Miss Philippines Earth, during when I recorded my videos that is yet to be presented, even now, I have always worn dresses that is made from abaca fiber, if not pineapple fiber, but you know, representing this sustainable fabric. And I would really like to encourage to push our creators out there that this type of dressing is sustainable. With more information dissemination to other creators, I'm sure they will appreciate as well the benefits of a slow fashion movement. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and I love your dress.
Thank
Okay,
you. Thank you.
Moving on to our next delegate, Miss Quezon City.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Mr. Armin, and hello, Miss Ronnie. And I am Maria Lourdes C. De Leon, representing Quezon City, or also known as the City of Star. So I have chosen, my chosen fauna is what you call Eurasian tree sparrow. As you can see, also at my background. I have also a tree there, wherein there is a lot of birds. I also love art. That's why I try to make it on my own and cut pictures out of it. And to discuss about this fauna, it is actually what you call the Mayang Simbahan, and it's very common. Actually, legend has it in 1900s, both the Europeans, they said that they want to bring it here in the Philippines to combat loneliness and the homesickness. Okay, that's why we have this. It's very abundant here in the Philippines, and this also, this tree sparrow has also a relative kind, and that's what you call house sparrow. But the most common here in the city, because I'm living here in the city, we commonly see this one, the tree sparrow. Okay, because the other one, the house sparrow, is the crown there is light gray, but this one is chestnut or brown. Okay, that's the difference. And also this one, it only lasts for 3 years. Okay, and the length of this is up until 6 inches long. And actually, they call it as imposter because many Filipinos consider this as the former national bird, but it was not, because the former national bird was Lonchura atricapilla, or the Mayang Pula, what you called Mayang Pula. But this one is the Mayang Simbahan.
Mayang Simbahan.
Yes, that's right. And actually, I chose this fauna because of its simplicity, but it's empowered. It's very sociable and it can really adapt. So it don't shun people. When we say don't shun people, it doesn't avoid people. So when you give something like, when you have, in our balcony, I have some plants there, and I'm always surprised because they really love plants. Actually, they are called the ecosystem engineers because they provide plant pollination and seed dispersal. Aside from that, they're also what you call pest control. So to tell ecosystem engineers because they provide plant pollination and seed dispersal. Aside from that, they're also what you call pest control. So to tell you also, another fact is, according to the Chinese stories and European stories, they consider these sparrows as pests. But later on, together or connected with science, they consider this as beneficial to the environment because they provide as being our plant pollinators, and also they control pests, especially at the farm. That's why they're very helpful. So especially, it's very important to educate. That's why I love this, because when you see this, it brings joy. It symbolizes joy, and actually it also brings hope. Okay, and I love it because the idea of empowerment. So as my advocacy, I want to build an organization that really spreads awareness and to educate people and younger ones. Because as a biology tutor, an online tutor, I really love teaching students because they are the next generation, the caretakers of our environment. So they need to be well educated on how to, of course, to take care of our earth. And it's not just this one, it's being abundant here in our country. We might not know in the future the population of this, we don't know. So as long as it's there, we need to really protect them. Okay? So we should not be very complacent that, oh, they're very abundant, it's okay to kill them. No, it's not. We still need to be aware of how they live, and it's only lifespan is 3 years. So we need to take care of them. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Lourdes.
Thank you, Mr.
Okay,
Arne.
you mentioned that you're a biology tutor, but
Yes.
can you share with me similarities between or how your being a biology tutor is related to the Mayang Simbahan? Kasi na-mention mo yung personality ng Mayang Simbahan. Nagagamit mo ba yun sa pagiging tutor?
Yes, I really influenced my students because they love science. I love science too. So once I educate them, they really actually love and know more about it. They ask more questions. Oh, how it become like this? So the higher biodiversity, it means to have a healthy ecosystem. The ecosystem should sustain the needs of every living things. So we must take care of our animals and so on. That's why they are also aware. Oh, it's important really to have a healthy ecosystem. And in by means of that, I also share being empowered women to being a biology tutor because I bring the correct knowledge about how to take care of our environment. Yes.
Thank you very much, Lourdes. Ronnie, how about you?
Thank you so much. So I would like to ask Tan about your advocacy
Yes.
related to biology tutor, teacher, or
Yes.
completely different.
Yes, Miss Roni. Because my advocacy is to spread awareness and also to preserve our animals and to plant more trees. And also to really conserve and to really maintain our eco-friendly lifestyles. So it starts with our home. Example, we still need to practice our solid waste management and also to educate or to attend programs that help strengthen like how to save or how to plant more trees when you are in an urban area, especially here. Our population here is greatly increasing. So how can we maintain the solid waste management? So I have been to Barangay Holy Spirit. They are awarded as the best solid waste management. So I have seen that they are very disciplined because started from their houses, they have really different segregated containers. So it really depends on the people and how they really disciplined to really maintain their solid waste management. So I want to start and to maintain and develop by building and strengthening an organization. And through this Miss Philippines Art Organization, it's a really big platform for me to help and make an organization to build with that eco-friendly lifestyles. Yes.
Thank you and good luck.
Thank you so much.
Next, I would like to call on Miss Sagay City.
Hi everyone, good evening. I'm Juris Bercelas, representing Sagay City, where love for nature begins, as the home of one of the largest marine reserves in the country, the 32,000 hectare protected sea space, and we call it Sagay Marine Reserve. Now I'm delighted to share with you my chosen fauna, which is the Visayan hornbill, what you can see in my background. Hornbills are a charismatic group of tropical birds that characterized by their decurved bill, what you can see. These birds are usually found in the rainforest of the islands of Panay, Negros, Masbate, and Guimaras. These birds commonly flock in small and tight-knit groups, and they are primarily frugivores. It means majority of their diet is fruit. And with that fact, they function as seed dispersers, which while they eat fruit, parts of it fall on the ground, and it's a chance for some of the endemic fruit-bearing plants to propagate, which I think that role is really important for the ecosystem because that contributes to the rainforest regeneration and reforestation. Then these birds are noisy and they emit an incessant sound that sounds like static, which resembles their other name, static hornbill. This hornbill, Visayan hornbill, also exhibits calm and peaceful behavior. However, now they are listed as endangered already. So I guess awareness and their protection should be a priority before everything gets delayed. So that's it with my chosen fauna, Visayan hornbill.
Oh, thank you for sharing that with us, Jeriza. No? You also mentioned that it has already been listed as endangered. I would like to give you the opportunity to call on your kababayans to help protect this. How can they help protect?
Okay. Visayan hornbill plays a distinct role in our ecosystem. Just like what I've said, they serve as seed dispersal, which really helps in rainforest regeneration. And I want to encourage everyone. That's why I'm in this platform to spread awareness. Because this simple awareness, I know it can make a lot of difference. Let's respect this fauna, actually all types of fauna are important and they have distinct roles, And actually one of the reasons why they are listed as endangered is first due to human interference. See, it's human. So yes, I guess it's time. Actually, the time should be started before pa. So let's protect our environment. Let's respect every component of our ecosystem that involves our animals, the plants, and all of it. Because ecosystem, it helps us survive also. Thank you.
Thank you, Jarice. So yung mga kababayan ha, please let's help Jarice in protecting the Visayan hornbill. I hope you help her. Okay, Ronnie, how about you? Anything to ask to her?
Yes, my question is a bit more personal.
Yeah.
Very easy lang naman. Like, can you tell us something about yourself? Like, what do you like to do?
Right now, I'm a student, and yeah, that's why I've been juggling my academic responsibilities in my journey here, and in connection to the characteristics of my fauna, which is calm and peaceful, I'm doing my best to be calm so I can clear out my mind and have focus so I can get things done, because I don't want to jeopardize my academic performance just because I'm joining here. So yes, I'm doing my best to cope up with my lessons as well as giving my best shot here. Thank you.
Tamang-tama yan. Grace under pressure. Kayang-kaya mo yan. Thank you so much, Ms. Sagay. For our next delegate, I would like to call on Ms. Silang, Cavite.
Mabuhay! Isang makakalikasang gabi sa ating lahat. My name is Danica Viara Amon Canilang, your Miss Philippines Earth Delegate, representing the garden capital of Cavite, Silang. My chosen fauna has the scientific name of kaTUGSi philippensis, or the Philippine palm civet, which is commonly known as the musang or alamid. The Philippine palm civet is classified as a carnivore and frugivore because they feed on both meat and fruits. They are typically silent and communicate through their scent glands. They rely on scent markings and olfactory responses. They are also famous for being the coffee experts. This is because when they eat coffee fruits, they only choose the best beans in the bunch. They are also the producers of the world's most expensive coffee, which is the Kopi Luwak, or the famous Alamid coffee. The enzymes in their digestive systems helps lessen the acidity and makes the taste of this coffee smoother, which tickles the taste buds of many coffee lovers just like myself. But due to the growing industry of the Alamid coffee, they are often held in captivity and being force-fed. And I think this is very cruel because they are creatures of the wild and should be kept free. After all, they are also part of our earth and they deserve to be treated with respect and humanity. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Danny, for citing that. We are very proud as Filipinos. We are very, very proud of the Alamid coffee. But you mentioned na because of that, some musangs are kept in captivity. So how do you think can we have a perfect balance between economic growth and environmental protection, citing the musang as an example?
I think we should always prioritize the environmental protection over anything else, because if we care for our environment, the economic growth will follow. We can change or transfer into more sustainable choices like the Robusta coffee or the Barako coffee. There are a lot of other alternatives, and that's how we will be able to achieve sustainable living.
Okay, thank you very much for that answer. Si Ronnie may tanong sa'yo.
Okay.
Yes. So my question for you, what do you think makes you different from the other delegates? What makes you stand out?
Well, I think what makes me stand out is my personality. Because just like the Philippine palm civet, they are typically silent, just like me, I believe I am very quiet. But when it comes to their prey, they become very aggressive. And in my case, when it comes to my dreams and my goals, I became really driven to achieve it. And I think that's my edge to other candidates, my personality.
I love it. And I love your smile. Super
Thank you.
nakakahawa yung smile mo.
Thank you.
Dani,
Thank you.
I would like to call on our last delegate for tonight, Miss Tampakan, South Cotabato.
Thank you so Thank you so much, Ronnie. So, good evening, people of the earth. Good evening also, Sir Armin. I am Sunshine M. Paraico, 26, representing the municipality of Tampakan. My chosen fauna is the balinsa sayo bird, as you can see on the screen. It has blue-black upper parts and a whitish belly. Acclaimed to be in El Nido, Palawan, it can also be foreknown in one of the caves in our municipality, that is the Sayo Cave, located at Barangay Tablu, Tampakan South, Cotabato. So the reason why I chose this fauna is first, its character. They are monogamous, and both parents took part in carrying their nestlings. Secondly, is that they are a wildlife benefited by thousands of earthborn, because the bird's nests are used as an ingredient in soup in China and also a tonic in traditional Chinese medicine. All I can say is my eyes is aligned with its magical, realistic, strong point. Good evening.
Oy, thank you, Sunshine. Hindi ko alam na sila pala yung nest nila yung ginagamit sa bird's nest na soup.
Yes.
Saka tonic. Have you tried bird's nest soup tsaka yung Chinese tonic?
Actually, I haven't tried it yet, but according to some studies, it tastes a little bit sweet, and they are using rock sugar, and they have to eliminate the feathers before cooking the bird's nest soup. And you know what, Armin? It's one of the most expensive soup in not just here in the Philippines, but also in China. It can cost up to $2,000 per kilogram, or $100,000 per kilogram.
So, are you planning to build your own bird's nest of balinsa sayaw bird? Baka ikayaman mo yan.
As of now, in Tampakan, since the people there are environmental friendly, and we are really considering the habitat and the habitat of our balinsa sayo birds, there are only thousands of them in the Sayo Cave. So for now, we are prohibited to harvest the nest so that their population will rise up.
Okay, that's good to note. That's good to note. Ronnie, you may fire your question.
Okay, another random question for you, Sunshine. Siyempre bukod sa Manalo as Miss Philippines
Yes.
Earth, what really is your ultimate dream in life? Sorry, did you
Okay.
hear? Am I?
Wow, that's a really... you're a little bit choppy here, but I hear your question. So, for the information of everyone, aside from joining pageantry, I'm a PhD in mathematics student at De La Salle University. And I'm also a math professor at Sultan Kudarat State University here in the neighboring province of South Cotabato. And I'm also running a small business here in our city. So, aside from pageantry, my ultimate goal in life is to share my knowledge, especially in mathematics, to the young generation, because they are the future professionals of our country. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Very busy woman pala si Sunshine.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank
So-
you, Ronnie.
So there you have it, the 8th batch of exceptional ladies competing for Miss Philippines Earth 2022. Let us know what you think by following and subscribing to our social media accounts because we would really love to hear from you kung sino yung pambato nyo this year. So this is just the beginning of another colorful journey for these ladies. And we have a lot of exciting events lined up leading to the grand coronation. So please be sure to get updated with the latest happenings on Miss Philippines Earth 2022. On behalf of Carousel Production, this has been Ronnie Meneses, your Miss Philippines Fire 2021. Thank you very much for joining us tonight, and let's continue to save our planet. Good night!
Woman of the